Okay, hi everybody, this is Dima Alpha here, and we are now on at Glasgow Central now, and I'm just going to give you a little rundown. So that is the station master's offices there. There's some cash dispensers down there, John Menzies down there. That's the ticket booth area, that's the ticket area, that's where you get your tickets. There's also a couple of automated ones. That's the main entrance down there. Next to that is the travel centre for for Avanti and cross country services. You can even book Eurostar from there as well. They've got there's boots over down there, and that's a restaurant. Some restaurants there. Upper crust there. West Country pastries there. No, West Cornwall pastries there. Starbucks there. This is Burger King here. Cuisine de France here. That's a waiting room for Avanti and cross country passengers. Some offices for ScotRail drivers. And this is where the luggage lockers are. So if we just go along here, there's nice little shops there. I think it's a paper chase. I'm not too sure. This is where the Costa would be. And there's a WH Smiths around here as well. Here, there's an Italian restaurant right there. These are meant to be cash points here, and this is British Transport Police down here. As I said, these platforms are mainly for the Ayrshire lines, and there's another entrance here, and that also takes you down to the Argyll line platforms, which we'll talk about in a minute. And this is where, in the days of the car park, there used to be a place that used to be the ramp down up to the car park.
Security personnel tour this station 24 hours a day.
As I said, so as well as that, there's another entrance round this way here. These windows here are the Grand Central Hotel. Very nice hotel it is. I've been in it once, and this is the entrance from Hope Street is round there, and that's the entrance down to an exit down to Union Street, and that's for the toilets. There's also a disabled facility over there. Right, let's see, 1344, okay. So, we'll get time. I think what I'll do is, we'll go through the barrier here, and I'll very quickly nab that collectible at the end of this platform here. Now, this platforms 1 and 2 and sometimes 3 are usually used for cross-country routes and also Avanti services. As you see, it's a very long platform here. Glasgow saying so I've planted another set of flowers. However, before the COVID-19 pandemic, there used to be guided tours of Glasgow Central by an on-site historian, but I don't know when that is ever going to come back. I think we're in COVID for the long haul, guys, so bear with me. But if you ever come up to Glasgow after and these tours resume, I would thoroughly recommend the guided tour around the station.
not permitted to cycle, skateboard or rollerblade within the station's building.
So we're just see if I've got it. I think around here. So we've got the collectible, we've got the barrel collectible at Glasgow Central. Let's see. Now this is the latest incarnation of the timetable. It was, I think it was in the early 2000s it was installed, replacing the 1980s microdot board. And this was where the original timetable, the manual timetable, was introduced, was situated. It would come on with a big poster with they would have in the timetable, they would bring the wee men would come in, put a poster with the list of the stations and the times on the top. That arrangement was also used in Aberdeen and also Gourock station. Right, so yeah, a little bit about the 314s. They were built in 1979 to supplement the 303s and 311s when the Argyll line was opened in 1979. The Argyll line is the low-level line under Glasgow Central, and it goes from Partick all the way down to Motherwell, and also Dunmuir and Bearsden, Guy, those places, and it closed in 1964 as during the Beeching Acts, and it was reinstated. It was partially reinstated in 1979 as part of a link, which would a link between missing link between the north side of Glasgow and the south side of Glasgow. So we've just got a couple of minutes to wait until these doors open. So let's. I'm sorry I have to go around, but it's nice to explore the station. Now this station was also historical because during World War II, at the one Joseph Kennedy visited Glasgow Central to welcome troops from a sunken US Navy ship, and he welcomed them at Glasgow Central as a return home, and along with his son, who is a young John F. Kennedy, and we actually sat in this building here. So I think, yeah, the doors have opened now. We can go and get our seat. So the 303. Now, in the 1980s, the 303s were given these seats as well, after the 1980s refurbishment. So you can see that this is part of the PEP stock here. So we have the 313, the 314, the 315, and I think as well there's the 507s and the 508s. Which are used in London and which are third rail only units. So this is the Newton train. We're on our way now.
Vehicles vehicles parked at unauthorised points
And these are very fast.
or removed without warning.
The acceleration of these are very good, very fast. Now, down here, there was a fire on by this building here. I think it was a local post office. No, it was this building here, and it was such bad condition it was knocked down. And as I said, this is the Jury's Inn, a big hotel chain. We have the pedestrian suspension bridge here, Glasgow Bridge right there. The other side, the King George V Bridge right next to the railway bridge. A Tradeston pedestrian bridge, always known as the Squinty Bridge, the Squiggly Bridge, and the M8 lift crossing, and the M8 crossing over the Clyde called Kingston Bridge. So this is where the original main Glasgow Central station was situated. Bridge Street. It closed in the early 1900s after Glasgow Central was completed. Situated right here, and down here is the Bridge Street here, and it's a Muslim bank there, and also a Glasgow. That's where the Glasgow subway station is situated. Bridge Street, Glasgow, and that's Glasgow signal box. Now we're just coming in. If you look here, this is the O2 Academy, a very good music venue, and I think I've seen Suede live there. It was originally a cinema. It had a system called Cinerama, which was a very early widescreen system, which used 3 projectors, and it was filmed on 3 cameras. No, it's shown on 3 projectors with a bowl shape with a curved screen. When it closed in the 1980s, it became a bingo hall. It was a bingo hall for many years, and now it's a really one of the best music venues in Glasgow. Now right here is a remnants of another station. This was Eglinton Street, which was Eglinton Street, which not only served the West Coast main line, it also served the Cathcart Circle services until it closed. So this is the entrance into the Cathcart Circle here. You're going to love this one here, and we're now coming into Pollokshields now. This is the Pollokshields area. So here we are, that's Pollokshields East. We've got a Sikh temple. That is really there. This temple is really here. Because it is a very large. Because Pollokshields has a very large South Asian population. We've got a mosque right next to the Clyde, on the other side of Jamaica Street Bridge. That's the beginning of the Glasgow South Western line there, which takes you from Glasgow Central to Newcastle and East Kilbride, Kilmarnock, Barhead. So it's got a mix of local lines. It's got a mix of local lines and a cross-country diesel line using 156s mainly. So this is Public Shields East. It's changed a lot since the 1980s. We've got this mono-blocking right here, and there used to be a two-tier building right here, but it was in such poor condition it was demolished. So you just got a normal everyday shelter. So the next station will be Maxwell Park. Just going to listen here for the pantograph here. Oh yeah, you can hear the buzz of it here. You can hear it buzz. Right, so we're just coming into next station where is Maxwell Park. Maxwell Park is one of the nicer stations on the western side of the Cathcart Circle. So this is Maxwell Park now. This building is Grade B listed for preservation. It's a very lovely Victorian station building, and it's been left as much as it was when it was built, as much as it can be. So you can see it's right next to a park, and it is right next to a park here. In fact, the old building at Public Shields West was exactly like this, but it was much in poorer condition than Maxwell Park, so it was demolished. But they managed to save Maxwell Park's building too, anyway. So you see, it's a lovely Victorian station building. So the next station we've got is Shawlands. So here we are, we're coming to Shawlands now. Now this is Shawlands, originally known as, when it was built, Shawlands and Newlands. Now this station also has just a bus shelter style shelter. It used to have quite a large building. A similar arrangement to Ross Hill, but it was eventually demolished in the 1980s. Right, so we're just coming up to, we're just going to our next station, which is Pollokshaws East. You see it's right there.
If you require assistance at any time, feel free to call.
So this is Pollokshaws East, which serves a old house area. It serves Hill Park. That's a River Cart down there, and just over there in real life, there's a football ground, Newlands Field, which is the home of Pollock FC. They play in the junior leagues of Scottish football. Junior leagues are like the Scottish equivalent of non-league football. Round about anything like just below, so it's the Scottish equivalent of below the Northern League or the Southern League. They're actually quite a good team, Pollock. They've won the Scottish Junior Cup a few times. Oh yeah, the football ground's right there, yeah. And there's some flats around there as well. Right on to that's the A77 road. There's the River Cart as well, a tributary of the River Clyde. It flows all the way to Paisley. And we're now coming to Langside. Now this area is actually called Battlefield, because there was a battle here between English and Scots in 1568. In fact, Mary Queen of Scots was captured after this battle, and she spent the rest of her life in captivity until the English deposed her and took her crown off along with her head. So this is Langside. We're actually not far from Mount Florida. Just up a hill, just go up 2 hills and that's you at Mount Florida. So we're now coming to the end of the Cathcart Circle, and we're going straight to Kings Park now, and we're on to the Newton branch. So right about there, over there is Mount Florida. So I hope people are going to be watching the football today. There is football being played today. Oh, that's Weir Pump. That's Weir's Pumps there. That's Weir Pumps, a very large Glasgow employer. Very large south side of Glasgow employer. Never realised they got that in. And now this is Cathcart. As you can see, there's the Neilston branch over there. That's the beer garden of the Beecham's pub there. And that's Clarkson Road up to Homley Road over there, and we've also got the line towards Mount Florida. Now, just here, there used to be platforms just here as well, but when this island platforms were built after completion of the Cathcart Circle, the side platforms at Cathcart and the terminus were removed. So we're just coming up to Kings Park now. See, there's the other lines. There's the other lines towards Mount Florida. That's the other junctions. There used to be a 6-bay. There used to be like a 6-bay terminus for the football traffic, but when electrification was completed in the early 60s, that was removed. As you can see, because as well as that, Kings Park is also nearby Hampden Park as well. So this is Kings Park. So this is Kings Park, which serves the Kings Park
Do not leave your luggage
housing development, which is a mixture of private housing
unattended,
and council housing in the 1920s.
community services.
As you can see, it's quite a wide island they've got here. We're now coming into, so next to there is the we're now just about at the edge of the city of Glasgow, and the next station is Crossfoot, which will be the last station on the Newton branch within the city of Glasgow. Just along this road along here is called Kings Park Road, which is a very large housing development built in the 1920s and 1930s. Private houses along Kings Park Road, and there's a large council house area right behind it. This is Crossfoot here. This was my dad's local station when he was growing up. As you can see here, it's another station with a very wide island platform. Don't think I've been up Crossfoot for a long time. See, it's a very nice station here. It's quite a nice. But it does have a modern 1960s flat roof building. Talking about manned train stations, most of the Cathcart line stations, in fact, most of the Glasgow area manned train stations close at 3 p.m. when there's less traffic, apart from the rush hour. I think as well, Mount Florida station closes till 6 o'clock. So we're just about to leave the limits of the city of Glasgow. We're going into the council area of South Lanarkshire. And into the former Royal Borough of Rutherglen. Here we are. This is here's Burnside Station here. Whoops. You see, so this is Burnside, which is actually in the town of Rutherglen, or the Royal Borough of Rutherglen, and this is a 1980s addition to the station. As you can tell by the Strathclyde red roof, and this is definitely 1980s style brick construction, and it's, as you can see, it's been repainted in ScotRail blue, and like Queen's Park Station, it also has a long trackside path to the exit here. I think this is one of the widest island platforms on the line. It is quite long. So just got a couple of seconds and then the doors will close. And this is the last island platform on the Newton branch. From now on, all the platforms will be side platforms at Kirkhill and Newton, which is where we're going to now. We're going to Kirkhill.
Please ensure you have a valid ticket for travel. You will be expected to produce your ticket.
So as I said, the Cathcart Circle, Newton and Neilson lines were only the second railway line in Scotland to be electrified. Following the successful electrification in 1960 of the the North Clyde line, which is Springburn, Airdrie, Ballach, Helensburgh and Milngavie. The electrification of the line was completed in 1962, and the steam trains that were replaced with electric DMUs, which would become the 303 and later the 311s. Now, Kirkhill Station is in Cambuslang. In fact, there are three stations in the area. There's Kirkhill, Newton and Cambuslang Station itself. The station had a Swiss chalet style booking office, which was demolished in the early 1990s. We just got a normal everyday couple of shelters at the station now. In fact, this used to be the terminating station on the line. So we're almost at the end of the line now. Let's go for this tunnel here. Now, as I said, this is the terminus, but before 1974, some trains terminated at Kirkhill, and before 1964, trains there used to be a direct service from Newton all the way to Neilson, but that went away in 1964. When the tracks were lifted at Cathcart, which is now where the Beecham's pub is. So we're coming to Newton now. This station serves the Newton and also the Cambuslang neighbourhood of Halfway, which was the end of the line for the trams. Now this is quite a busy interchange, because not only the Newton branch, not only the Cathcart Circle line stops here, this is also a stop for the for trains to Motherwell. In fact, if you need to go from Mount Florida to Cambuslang, you change at Newton and you get a train. You get the Argyll line train. So I'm just going to have a look around here. Yeah. Just get this. As you can see here, it's got a modern lift. The only other station that has a lift I can think of is Mount Florida. It was only up to 1979. was only up to 1974
Please remain behind the yellow line at all times.
when trains were
Trains pass through this
regularly
section at
terminating
high
at
speed
Newton.
and can cause turbulence.
So, as you can see here, that's the Argyll. That is the West Coast Main Line down there. And if there's a fault on the West Coast Main Line, another thing which is important about the Cathcart Circle is the West Coast Main Line, if there's a fault, would divert onto the Cathcart Circle. Which makes the Cathcart Circle a very important line, suburban line in Glasgow. Let's see, the next train. 21 minutes past is the next train. So I'm going to leave you guys now, and I'll see you around.